Hi, this is Viktor Gamov from Confluent, and welcome back to this Spring Kafka for Confluent Cloud course. In this module, you will learn how Kafka template API is working and what kind of things you need to know in order to instantiate this and start sending message to the Kafka topic. Let's get to it. Kafka template is a class that Spring Kafka project provides to do certain things, specifically to send a message to Kafka topic. Essentially, it's a very thin wrapper around a Kafka producer. This wrapper exists in order to play nicely with some other technologies that Spring has, including dependency injection and automatic configuration. So essentially thinking about this as a kind of like a wrapper or adapter, so this component can be used in different applications. So it provides a variety of convenience methods that allow you to send message to Kafka topic. You can you can even define in your configuration some default topic and always use method that just simply sends the message. Or you want to use method that will send message for a particular topic, particular partition with particular key, and so far and so on. So it is really not very difficult to use API, especially if you already know how to use Kafka Producer. And if you need a refresher how Producer works and what kind of Java APIs is required for you to use, you can always find those videos at developer.confluent.io or Confluent YouTube channel. So in order to create a new instance of our Kafka template, first of all, we need to create a producer factory. Essentially, the producer factory will be responsible for instantiating the underlying Kafka producer. Since Kafka producer is thread safe, so this factory can generate a singleton. One of the things that a producer factory requires is you to provide configuration. And as you can see here, it's just a simple map that you can put in place. In this particular case, we're using some of the configuration that is code-based. However, Spring Boot provides ability to use configuration and use automatic configuration based on the property files. You will see how you can do that in the next session where I will be walk you through the code, how does it work. So once you have this bean that will have a type of producer factory, this bean can be used to create a Kafka template. So that's pretty much it. That's what you need to do in your application. Provide a configuration for your application, create a default producer factory or just whatever producer factory. Producer factory is interface, and the default producer factory, it is a implementation of this interface. And after that, we're going to use this information to create Kafka template. I mentioned earlier that the Kafka templates provides multiple different methods that allows you to focus on particular use case. You can, in your application configuration, can define a default topic, and in this case, you just use method send that will have a value. You can define the topic for your message, and so far and so on. And Kafka is a synchronous system by default, and what the method send is always returns a future that allows you to, introspect the result somewhere in future. Spring provides its own facility for handling this asynchronous communication, so that's why methods of Kafka templates return a listenable future. You can also define a callback, so you will introspect the results of this. Or you can always do listenable future.get, so you will get set result immediately. All right, so that is it with the Kafka template. With the next module, you will learn how you can use this in practice, and follow me on the walkthrough where I will be showing you how you can send the messages in the Kafka topic where your Spring Boot would be running in your local computer and your Kafka will be running in Confluent Cloud. And for now, I'm Viktor Gamov, and as always, have a nice day.